And in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to get leads using an old school method of, old school, new school method of getting leads, and that's via a digital frame. Hi there, my name is Ingafay, and I am a confidence coach for female cast coaches, authors, speakers, and home based business owners with a missing in action upline. And in today's video, we are going to talk about why you want to use a digital frame. These things are very powerful. If you haven't used it yet, girlfriend, you definitely need to indulge in it as soon as possible. Secondly, I want to share with you what is needed to make this digital frame work. It's really simple the way this can work out for you, and we're going to go and tell you more about that as well. And then last but definitely not least, we're going to give you a step-by-step instruction on how you can create this digital frame to implement this in your lead generating strategy. We won't call it a game because it is a strategy that you can implement today. Let's do this, shall we? Well, why would you want to use a digital lead frame? Well, I can tell you that I have enjoyed the comfort of digital lead frames because it allows you to get leads when you're doing other things. You could be at your kid's sporting event and still be getting leads. You can be getting your nails done and still be getting leads. You could be working your full-time job and still be getting leads, but not physically out there doing the small talk that you normally would do to get them. It's a great way just to kind of get leads on the fly. It allows you to really talk to people that want what you have. You don't have to convince them or beg them to try your product or your service, that you can put these lead frames out in common places that your folks will hang out at, and then be able to attract them with the lead frame and then convert those folks into customers because they tell you that they're interested. Old school attraction marketing at your service. So I'm curious, have you ever used a digital lead frame? I know back in the day, we used to have what was called fish bowls. And this is kind of a fish bowl, but it's still done digitally. And I'm going to show you two ways that you can actually do this. So I wanted to know if you've used a lead frame or fish bowl in the past. If so, comment below and let us know that you did that, because we just want to kind of hear from you and learn more and find out more about what you're doing right now. So what is needed when it comes to creating this digital lead frame? Well, first and foremost, I would say you need a Gmail account. And why do you need a Gmail account? Because what we're going to do is actually create a very simple Google form that we're going to use for this lead frame. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that later in the video. So that's one way you can do it. Another thing you can do to generate this lead frame is you can have some kind of text service. There are many of them out there. I know I personally use Leap Caller, and I can put that information down in the description if you're interested. Inexpensive text service where you can send out different messages to people. It actually has a means for people to text the number that you have. You give them a special code, and based on that code, it will send them messages out for them to get more information on them, so you'll know who they are and you can follow up with them. So we'll kind of talk through that as well, so you can see how that works. But it just depends on what is easier for you. If you want to use the Google form, you can use that. That's kind of the free way to do it, or you can do it via the text service, and that works as well, because I've done that as well, where you kind of ask the people the questions that you're interested in and then go from there. So before we get into the step-by-step tutorial, I wanted to remind you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We upload a video every Thursday for your viewing pleasure, and we don't want you to miss a beat. So be sure to subscribe. So now let's talk about how to do this via a Google form. We're going to actually talk through this for the free opportunity first. Now, if you're interested in the tech service that I was telling you about, I will put that down in the description. And I know if you subscribe to that text service, that they will give you step-by-step instructions on how to use the text service to do the same thing that I'm going to do with this Google form. So in this video, I am going to focus only on the Google form because I know this is the free option and that this will probably be the most likely option people will use if they're wanting to do this. So I'm going to create a form for you. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so right now I am showing you this untitled Google form, and we're just going to make this up really quick as we go along. It's just some key things that I like to include in this Google form, and I'm just going to show you exactly what I would do if I wanted to create this Google form. So we're going to just call this test. We'll say test form. The first thing that we want to ask is the person's name. So I like to separate it out. I ask first name, short answer, where they can just put their name in. I'll make this required and continue. The next thing that we're going to ask them is their last name. I like to separate it out. That way I can really know who the person is. I'll make that required as well. Then the next question I'm going to ask them is their cell number. And that's a short answer. They can just put that information in there really quick because that will be that way of contacting them. And then I've also normally put in here, we will only text you if you can. Okay. So I have that in there. So they don't think I'm just going to blow up their phone just to be blowing it up, because I'm not. Then I will ask them what is their preference. What is your preferred mode of communication? And then I'm going to type in call or text. Okay. I don't need other. I am also going to ask them, okay, I'm misspelling this here. Make sure that's spelled right. Okay, the next thing I'm going to ask them is their email address. And I always like to ask email address because I think I've told you guys before the importance of building your email list. And then if for whatever reason they miskey their number in here, I have a second means of getting in contact with them because I've had that to happen as well. And then last but definitely not least, I like to ask them their age range. And I normally put in here under 25. Then I'll put 25 to 55. And then last but definitely not least, I'll put 55 plus. And why do I do that? Is because I typically work with clients in the 25 to 55 age range. And I just want to find out if the person that is submitting this information to me falls within that guideline. Okay. So this is how I would typically put this in here. I may put this up here, move this up here, and then I typically don't. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this down here. And the reason that I don't want, email is not as fast to me as a call or a text. So I make email last. And then, I'm just going to take this out, I think. I'm just going to remove this. And I'm going to keep that right there. We will text you. We will only text you if you win. Because in that way, it won't be any miscommunication in that saying. And then I can move this email up. Okay, so now we have that. So I've asked them their first, their last name. I've asked them for their cell number. I've asked them for their email address and their age. And this is typically what I use to put in there. So after I get this form, I would then go here and get the link. This is what I wanted to show you. So it says enter to win a free beauty experience and gift card and scan me. This QRC code corresponds to a Google form that I have for a card, and it allows them to enter their information in, and they can just scan it with their phone. Or it can also be via a text where they have a code that they put in. That's what I was talking about earlier. They could have a code that they put in, and you give them the number, and when you text that code to that number, it's going to ask them the same questions that I just asked. I mean, you kind of tell them, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. And then this, after you finish the 5 questions, this will submit you into the drawing. So it lets them know what let them know there's going to be 5 questions to answer. So it allows them to really see how it's going to work. So this right here is more of a paid option. I will give you that link in the description. However, this way here is a free option. It's just a matter of you printing off the card, as you see here. I think this is a 5x7. It is a 5x7 picture. You can put your own picture in here. I just kind of picked a picture, and then you can put it in this kind of frame that allows you to really inexpensively show exactly to get the leads that you want just out and about in different places. So this is actual this is a frame that I have used. I got this frame from the Dollar Tree for $1. I guess it's $1.25 now. So you can put that card that I just had in Canva in there. You can make it customized for your business, whatever that is that you do, and just put it out in different locations. So you may be asking, what kind of places would you put it out in? I've done complimentary service kind of locations. I'm in the skincare and beauty business, so I put it out in nail shops. I put it out in tanning salons. I put it out in gyms. I put it out in hair salons, places where people are cognizant about their appearance. And I didn't just do it in 1 or 2 of them. I did maybe 10 to 20 across where I live, so I could really see what locations were giving me the best lead generation. And typically I got anywhere from 3 to 5 leads a week, which is awesome. If you have it in a place like that, that's definitely a place that you want to keep it in, because it's really going to keep the flow of leads going. And I know I have one place in particular that now that I sit here and think about, I have not been to in a couple of years because of COVID, but I'm going to make it a point to go back over there and put this in, because I haven't put it in that particular location. I know I have put it in some locations that I have not taken them out of. And that's another thing that I want to remind you about. You want to make sure that you're going to check on these lead frames on a weekly basis, just to kind of check and make sure that they're still there. Because that's why I'm telling you to be very inexpensively creative, because they do leave. I don't know if it's other people that, if it's the owners that throw them away, or if it's another person that does the same thing as you do that throws it away. I have no idea, but they do disappear. So that's why I don't spend a whole lot of money on them. It allows me to just maybe spend $1 on the frame, and maybe less than $1 on this actual picture itself, because I can print 2 on 8.5 by 11 page. Then that's what I do. So just kind of be aware, cognizant of that, so you can maximize your money, but know that they will disappear. No matter, I even have a little thing on there saying, please do not throw away, because they will disappear. I put that on there for that reason. But just know, if it happens, it's just part of the process. It's going to be okay. And don't let that discourage you, because I know it's happened to me, but I have still got leads coming out of it. And this is something that I had done pre-COVID that I realized that I needed to go back and do again, so we can get back in the flow of just talking to people here locally. I mean, it's great to get people on social media, but it's also great to get leads within your local area as well. So hope that this was a blessing to you. If you're looking for ways to get more leads on social media so you can work them both ways, online as well as local, I would love to have you check out the Expert Trilogy. It has an abundance of different ways on how you can get leads on online from 6 and 7 figure experts. So check that out as well. And as always, thanks for watching and bye for now.